Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy, Man Mike, coming at you guys with some big freaking news. Some big freaking news out of the NFL. Your boy, yeah, this is major news concerning our Atlanta Falcons, man. And I won't pretend as if this is this really isn't big news. This is huge, all right. And one thing that I've been kind of going over with you guys is that, we potentially could see the end of, yeah, Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper may be on the way out. Austin Hooper may, in fact, be on the way out, people. Not surprised one bit. Not surprised at all. Been trying to tell you guys all this time, but this ain't about me bragging. Well, maybe a little bit. Just maybe a little bit. Prepare yourselves. From the very beginning, we've been saying prepare yourselves for disappointment. Don't get attached. What's going on, Anthony? Jarvis Skills, Iron Mike. Prepare yourselves to be disappointed. Prepare yourselves for change. Got a couple of news that coming out right now, man. And just want to go ahead and introduce everything. All right, you already know what to do. If you guys new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tell all of your boys, Falcons, tell them to come chat with your boy, man. Zane, Wheezy. Everybody already pissed, man. So I guess you guys, look, man, I'm not here to brag all the time, but I'm here to brag it. I'm here to brag, dog. I'm here to brag just a little bit. Told you don't get too caught up in Austin Hooper. Told you not to get too caught up in De'Vondre Campbell. And we have a major turn that not a lot of people could be could be upset about. And that's the big news. I think that's the biggest of them all. That Austin Hooper, you know, coming in and doing this thing is not really anything that's surprising to a lot of people. But yeah, you see this, man. Jason Butt, it pretty much states that the Falcons have not decided to pick up Tack McKinley's fifth option. They have yet to decide. He has a couple of tweets on there that pretty much state that, Dan Quinn took back what he said, that the Falcons are not bringing him back for his fifth year option. But the fact that they've yet to decide whether or not Tack, his fifth year option, will be picked up is extremely telling for me. Why? Is it because, look, man, we just let Vic Beasley walk. Tack is the only one left. Tack is pretty much the only one who is left as a defensive end. Adrian Claiborne will be a free agent. We don't know if he'll be back. All right, the only one that we really had playing time for the most part, John Kaminsky and Jatui. I don't know how the hell you say his name, but Tatui Mariner, yeah, him. These are the only guys that pretty much left for the most part. These guys are still on the roster. But I'm just gonna tell you straight up, man, what I do with Tack McKinley. I know a lot of people are, in love with Tack. I think Tack has tremendous potential, but at the same time, your boy is a king troll, man. I'm tired of that shit. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see Tack constantly on Instagram trolling, on Twitter trolling. I mean, he's a troll monster. This guy told us that he was going to get, 10 sacks. If he didn't get 10 sacks, he would cut his hair. I've yet to see that. The guy has been unbelievably inconsistent. And when we're talking about inconsistent players for this Falcons team, you know, Vic Beasley was more consistent with him. All right. Vic Beasley was more consistent than Tack McKinley. Tack McKinley, when the hell did he even get started? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about consistency issues, which has been the Falcons' defensive issues, been the source of the Falcons' defensive issues, inconsistency. And the Falcons have yet to decide whether or not to pick up his 50th option. That's extremely telling, people. That tells me everything that I need to know, that the Falcons aren't really keen on bringing him back. And quite frankly, what I would do, I would trade Tack. I will trade Tack. If you can get a second round, if you can somehow pull out a first round for Tack. Adios. Adios, amigos. Adios, muchachas. Get the fuck out. Bye. I ain't gonna miss you. Tulu. El Skipo. El Fiend. Get the hell on. Bye-bye. See you later. See you later, alligator. All that. Bye. Can't get attached to these players who's not performing. You can't get attached to players that aren't performing. And it's time to let go. Trade them for at least a second round pick. If you can get a first round, you did a great job. But get rid of Tack for a second rounder. But at this point, it's like, what's the point of continuously trying to hold on to guy who isn't really putting up the number? He's constantly hurt. He's a troll master. And, for me, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what else you would want. How many people are really, at this point, I don't know how many people actually believe in Tack McKinley. So at this point, if you haven't figured it out at this point, as far as his option, yeah, man, that tells me a lot, bro. That tells me everything that I need to know. Falcons need to try to at least see what they can get from him. Trade him. Time to go. That's what I'm doing. I'm trading Tack. We need defensive linemen who will be more consistent, but it's time to go. But that's just one of the latest news. This is actually something. As you know, the combine has pretty much started. And Arthur Blank is already putting money into this season, into this offseason. He's investing into the offseason. This guy is one of the few owners that you can say, when it comes down to putting his money where his mouth is, he does exactly that. He gave us a stadium. He's given us a new news. New uniforms and whatnot. And now he's expanding his reach as far as analytics and trying to figure out, where to get the best talent, how to find the best talent, what these guys are good at, what they're not good at. Like, this is what Arthur Blank does. He puts his money where his mouth is. And how can anybody who is an Atlanta Falcons fan, or just a fan of sports in general, how can you not like the fact that this is what Arthur Blank does? This is what you want. You got to spend money to win championships. Have to spend money. Have to get the best coaches. Have to get the best analytic guys. Have to have the best scouts. Have to have the best everything. Not only just the players, but it takes a wide range of things to be the best. And Arthur Blank is committed to that. That's one thing I can say about Arthur Blank, that he is committed to the process. And this, I'm not surprised, dog. Been saying this for a minute. These guys are going to hit the market to see what their value is. And I really hate, I truly hate to tell you guys, but I told you so, man. Why would anybody pay $10 to $13 million for a guy that was barely a third option? He was barely a third option. And your boy, the real Patman, if you check him out on Twitter, all right, the real Patman. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get the link to his. But this is the real Patman has been working on something about. Yeah, check this out. Go ahead, subscribe to it. Go follow him on Instagram, not Instagram, but Twitter. Follow the real Patman on Twitter. This guy give you all. He gives you every one. He breaks down how and what Austin Hooper meant to this team. And you'll be surprised how much and how it really wasn't pretty. It really wasn't pretty when you look at Austin Hooper's numbers. This dude was barely a number 3 option. And almost 50% of his catches came on first down. That tells you everything that you need. Why am I going to pay $10, $13 million for a tight end that was barely a third option? And most of his catches came, 50% of his catches came on first down. We're talking about first down. That tells me that the Falcons were using him in a way that they had to scheme things open for him. If 40% of your catches came via first down, that tells you everything. That tells me everything that I need. That tells me that Matt Ryan pretty much made who he was. But that's it. De'Vondre Campbell, I'm not surprised. He's going to hit free agency. We're going to tell him exactly. That's going to tell me exactly what other teams think of him. Because when I look at De'Vondre Campbell, all I see is a guy who is capable of simply tackling well. Eventually, occasionally being a blitzer. That's pretty much all you're going to get out of De'Vondre Campbell. He's not a cover guy. You don't want him in coverage. He's a solid tackler, but that's about it. How much do you want to pay for a solid tackler? I'm not sure. But let's get straight to you guys' comments, man. This is what I like and enjoy most. Zane, Hooper is a beast and they are stupid. Look, man, I know a lot of people love Austin Hooper. When it comes down to it, man, the dude's just not worth it. He's not worth the money. He's not worth the hassle. I'm not paying the tight end that was essentially a third option on his team. He was barely that. I'm not paying him $10 million to be a third option. Sorry, but I'm not doing it. You want to pay a third option $20 million plus? A tight end? Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. If it's not George Kittle, if it's not Travis Kelsey, I'm good. And he's not that good. Sorry. But no, we can get someone to replace him and his production. Well, like I said, the Falcons, when you look at their tight end and how they use the tight end, they schemed a lot of things open for tight ends. And like I said, I'm not trying to say that Hooper is a terrible tight end. I'm not saying that whatsoever. He is an extremely reliable tight end. He's reliable. That's what you want out of tight ends, to be reliable. But when you look at how much you want to pay these guys, I'm not paying him $10, $13 million. Sorry, it's not happening. You got to be out of your mind. It's to pay him 13 million to be a tight end. He's going to reset the market as far as tight ends concerned. And then even when you look at him being a Pro Bowler, he wouldn't have been a Pro Bowler if those guys wouldn't have pulled out. He was a Pro Bowl alternate. These are the things that we got to look at. These are the things we have to look at, man. Wheezy, he's pissed. Who do we replace him with? We've already begun that process. We we have one on the roster right now. I don't think a lot of people are giving him enough credit for what he does, for what he is. He can be. Jay Graham is a pretty good athlete. He can do exactly what Austin Hooper does. Austin Hooper just sits in zones and just wait for Matt Ryan to throw in the ball. Austin Hooper doesn't consistently beat linebackers and safeties one-on-one. That's not what he does. Austin Hooper finds holes in zones. Matt Ryan sees them. He throws it. The tight end position is pretty much predicated by what Matt Ryan sees. This is what people got to understand. The tight end position for the Atlanta Falcons is pretty much predicated on how Matt Ryan sees them, when he sees them. I don't put a lot of emphasis on creating matchup problems with the tight end position. Partly because, the Atlanta Falcons stated to themselves that, some players that they brought in, they drafted, they came in with an idea of what they were, and they didn't live up to what they thought they would be. So they got to move on from them. And this is what Austin Hooper is. They thought he was coming in to be a dominant mismatch problem, and Austin Hooper did not live up to that. He did not consistently beat one-on-ones. Austin Hooper was essentially nothing more than a Matt Ryan creation. Now, I know a lot of Matt Ryan haters are not going to like that, but this is what he is. Again, this is not about saying that Austin Hooper is a terrible tight end. He's not a terrible tight end. He's a consistent tight end, and that's what most teams can rely on. That's what they want. But when you have the luxury of having a Julio Jones, the best receiver in the game, Calvin Ridley, a rookie, well, pretty much, no, he's not a rookie anymore, but this guy is on par to be one of the better receivers in the game, better young receivers in the game. I need my tight end to at least be able to beat consistently. We're talking about consistently beat tight ends, linebackers, safeties one-on-one to get yak yards. When you look at yak yards, this is not what he does. Run after the catches, yards after catches, Austin Hooper really isn't that type of guy. Most of his touchdowns came via first down. Like I said, check out the real Patman. The link is absolutely in the live chat, so check it out. You can see, you can have access of these numbers. Jude, what's good? These are the numbers that's meant for you guys. This is, like I said, this is what we want to show you guys. We want to give you guys the numbers. We want to give you the truth and the facts of the matter. I'm not here to tell you guys what I think most of the time. I will. You ask, I will. But for the most part, I'm trying to give you guys nothing but the truth and the facts of the matter, and not go on Twitter and then you have a lot of content creators pretty much giving their ideas on what the Falcons should do instead of giving you, you know, the truth. And a lot of truth was from the very beginning. And I've been saying this for months. Get used to the Falcons changing. Falcons are going to change. We're not going to see the same players on this team. There's going to be change. Do not get used to seeing Austin Hooper. Do not get used to seeing Devontae Freeman. Do not get used to seeing Vic Tack. Hell, Keanu might be gone. There will be change to this team. Change is coming, people, and we're seeing it. Not to say these guys will not be back, but doesn't look like the Falcons. When the Falcons want you, they will not allow you to hit free agency. Any team that values a player, why would you allow those players to go to free agency, to hit free agency, and have them feel some type of way? And have the potential of another team picking up these guys. Why would you allow these guys to hit free agency if they were so great at what they do? Why would you allow these guys to hit free agency? That's telling itself. That's telling in itself. You don't have to like it, but it's the truth. No teams who values a player or think this player is going to be a major contributor or all pro, you don't allow this person to hit free agency. You don't allow him to hit free agency. No one does that. Like I said, I enjoyed what Austin Hooper brought to this team. Consistency. But Matt Ryan pretty much created him. If it wasn't for Matt Ryan taking a time out in the offseason to help Austin Hooper improve his game, guess what? We would never even hear about Austin Hooper. And Matt Ryan did what Michael Vick did and not study and not work hard in the offseason, we would have never heard about Austin Hooper. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, tell your friend to come chat Falcons football with your boy, man. Jarvis, I appreciate everybody, man, for joining. You got two, GA Pyro pretty much said, we got two of the best receivers in the game. We can get production that's well. And that's the true thing. That's true. I know a lot of people are not going to like when I say this, but Cameron Brate is a guy who understands Dirk Cutter's scheme. He understands what he wants. And he's a free agent. He can guy we can easily pick up and be a reliable pass receiver. You can get production out of Olamide Zacchaeus. I always have trouble with that dude's name. Olamide Zacchaeus. Russell Gage. And then you can use Ito Smith and a running back out of the backfield to catch passes. You can find ways to produce or get production out of other players. You don't necessarily need a tight end, especially when you have Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. That's it. He's replaceable. Austin Hooper is replaceable. Austin Hooper is definitely replaceable. And like I said before, man, like, don't get used to it. Do not get used to it. Man, your boy, Jesus. I will say this about look, man. I'll say this about new drop, bro. TD Dirk Cutter is he's a competent offensive coordinator. I'm not gonna say he's a creative, mind, a creative offensive mind. He has in the past, and I'm trying not just to totally shit on him, because that's not what I like to do. I like to be truthful for the most part, but he's a competent offensive mind. I wouldn't necessarily say he's creative, especially in the running game. He definitely lacks the creative um, play calling ability to kind of get running backs involved in the game. He's not very good at running game, but when it comes to the passing game, he can do some things. He's an aggressive offensive coach. Um, he likes to throw the ball downfield, but other than that, man, he's not terrible and he's not great. And I guess when you have a quarterback like Matt Ryan, you would like to have an offensive coordinator who is a great play caller, but we don't have that. We have a guy who is competent. And right now, again, I'm not saying that Dirk Cutter is terrible, and I'm not saying that he's good. The dude is just an average offensive coordinator, and at this point, all the Falcons need is to just establish a running game. All right, consistency with the running game. If he can do that for us with a Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and staying healthy, this offense this offense could dang sure put up at least 24, 25 points a game. And that's all you really need for this team. Put up 24, 25 points a game. Defense, stop teams or it prevent teams from scoring. Um, I'm looking at an average about 20 points a game, giving up about 20 points a game for the Falcons. I think the Falcons could be fairly successful under those circumstances, but we need the offense to be consistent, to chew up the clock, and get guys. We haven't been explosive. That's another thing that I've been saying all year long, for the past couple of months, for the most part. As far as the draft, we need to get explosive. We need explosive players. Falcons were bottom of the league when it came down to explosive plays. And that's hard to believe, especially when you have a Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. You're near the bottom of the league when it comes down to explosive plays. And the truth of the matter is, thing, we've become Tom Brady and the Patriots. This is what the Atlanta Falcons have become. And not a lot of this has very little to do with Matt Ryan arms. I know people come out and say, well, we're not getting the big plays because Matt Ryan arms suck. Well, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. I go back to the Georgia offense. One of the reasons why the Georgia offense was so boring because all they did was every single game. You see Jake Fromm throwing those hitch routes, those out routes. That's pretty much all he did. Slants, hooks, that's all we saw. And that's pretty much what the Falcons offense was last year under Dirk Cutter. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but this Falcons team has been very conservative under Dirk Cutter. And that's crazy because, again, you have Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Zacchaeus, didn't have a ton of big plays. And now this is why I am so high on a guy like Keyshawn Vaughn, Joshua Kelly. I like Zach Moss. I like him. And a couple other tight ends and whatnot that I will. I'll let you guys. Once I finish that video, I'll let you guys. I'll upload that video so you can see that. But outside of that, the Falcons need to get more explosive on the offensive side of the ball, man. This is something that we have not done this year. We have not done this past season. We're not making big plays. We're not getting the big plays. Got to get the explosive plays, and we got to get explosive players. And I got a question from I don't remember who, but the question was, can or will the Atlanta Falcons go after Taylor Gabriel? I'm not sure. I wouldn't be against it on the sole purpose of the Falcons just have to get speed. They have to get more speed. You have to get more explosive. Falcons have to get more explosive. They're not getting the explosive run. They're not getting the explosive run. They're not getting explosive passes. We're basically the Patriots. We dink and dunk, give Julio the ball 100 and sometimes. Julio gonna do his thing, but for the most part, we're not getting big plays. And this is one of the reasons why I said, why pay Austin Hooper all this money to be a possession receiver? He's not getting the yak yards. He's a below average blocker. It's like, what's the point of bringing him back for that much? Sorry, it's just not going to do it. Offensive picks or wasted investment. Man, what the hell? The offensive picks or wasted investment. Please explain that to me. Please explain that to me. How is it offensive picks or wasted investment? I don't get that. Somebody tell me that. Somebody explain that to me because I don't get that. You gotta have weapons. You have to have weapons and you have to protect your quarterback and you have to make the best out of the weapons that you do have. So I don't necessarily know what you mean. Cutter knows what he's doing, but Cutter is not. Yeah, I see, but I just don't like. I don't. I think we're selling Dirk Cutter short. Dirk Cutter is not a terrible. We've had terrible. All right, Steve Sarkisian was not a very good offensive coordinator. We've had terrible offensive coordinators in the past. Dirk Cutter is not terrible, but Dirk Cutter is not great. That's the issue. We're looking for him to be essentially what Kyle Shanahan was for us. He's not very good. He hasn't shown this ability this past season to maximize talent around him. It's not always about getting the superstars the ball. You can always get superstars the ball. Julio's going to be Julio. Kyle really is going to make plays. Matt Ryan is going to do his thing. But how can you maximize talent around you? And that is the issue. Can he do that? And he's shown the ability to be a competent offense. And when you have a Matt Ryan and Julio Jones healthy, you're going to have an above average offense. So if Dirk Cutter can maximize the talent around him outside of Julio and Matt Ryan, they're gonna be good. And as we know, Raheem showed promise with that disaster of a roster last year. That's another thing that was false. That's another thing that was false. Falcons did not have a disaster of a roster. Falcons actually had a lot of talent. The issues with the Atlanta Falcons last year, they got off to horrible starts in the first half of games, and they played much better in the second half of games. Outside of the Houston game and uh, Tennessee game, the Falcons pretty much played consistent in the first half of the season. The offense was pretty much consistent. Couldn't finish a lot of plays. Defensively, they were absolutely horrid in the first half of games. So offensively, they were in a lot of games. Even though you lost 9 games, 4 of those games at least, the Falcons were still in that. They lost about 4 or 5 games by one possession. So I wouldn't necessarily say the Falcons offense was the Falcons team, they were terrible. Falcons weren't terrible. They only had a couple of games where they actually got blown out. So it's not necessarily true as far as that's concerned. But again, man, I'm trying not to. I don't understand. Like, seriously, I know a lot of people feel as though that the Falcons were not, a very good team. It was 7-9, man. And like I said, you go back and you look at the roster, you look at the stats, you look at the end, a lot of scores. The Falcons were still in the middle. They were still about 1 possession away from a ton of wins, at least 4 or 5 wins that I remember. So the Falcons roster is not really an issue. I think you look at the defensive line, they need to bulk up the defensive line. I think the offensive line, you have young, exciting players, Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry, have a veteran and Mack, and you have a Pro Bowl tackle in Jake Matthews. So the talent is there on the offensive line. You look at the receivers, Julio, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, Zacchaeus. I think those guys are pretty good. Offensive, the running backs and whatnot. Still there. I don't. I'm still up in the air with the running backs. I think Ito is pretty. He's pretty good. He just needs to stay healthy. Still don't know what Quadri Olson could be, but I think there is something there. So the offense is pretty good. You look at the defensive line, Grady Jarrett, John Kaminsky. They definitely need more talent on the defensive line. It's the linebackers for the most part. They're solid. Deion Jones is a Pro Bowler. You look at the secondary, you have a lot of people don't believe that, but he is a Pro Bowler. Desmond Trufant is a Pro Bowler. Ricardo Allen is solid. DeMonte Casey is solid. Isaiah Oliver is still growing. Sheffield is still growing. So there's talent there. So I don't necessarily agree with the fact that the Falcons don't have talent on the roster. That's not true. And Brian Hill's a very good running back, Drew. That's definitely true. So the Falcons have talent. It's all about coaching with this team. It's all about the coaching, man. You got to maximize the talent that you have. Some teams don't even have a Calvin Ridley. We're talking about Julio Jones. Some teams don't even have a Calvin Ridley. Some teams are still searching for a Calvin Ridley. And we have a Calvin Ridley and a Julio. So it's not a lack of talent. Falcons have a talent. One superb, one great player can open up so much for everyone else. So the Falcons definitely have talent. Just have to continue to improve on that. I would call Hooper average. Austin Hooper isn't. I say he's average because there's more aspects to playing tight end than just catching the ball. You have to have the ability to block. And I don't think Austin Hooper, I wouldn't leave Austin Hooper one on one with anybody on the defensive line, the linebacker. I wouldn't put Austin Hooper on anybody to block anybody. And that's just being honest. He's not a very good blocker. He's okay, but he's not a good blocker. Now, I'm not putting Austin Hooper in the block by himself. Not happening, bro. I'll re-sign Levine Toilolo before I let Austin Hooper block consistently. Not happening. Send his ass out on routes, let him catch the ball, and that's pretty much it. I'm not leaving Austin Hooper in to catch passes. I'm not doing it. 50 million. We need our version of Tyreek Hill. And bro, like that's the realest shit I could ever say. That's the realest shit. That's what I've said with the Atlanta Falcons. We don't have a lot of playmakers. We don't have a lot of playmakers. We don't have that X factor on this offense. We don't have it. That X factor was Tevin Coleman, and a lot of people still believe we should have kept Tevin Coleman over Devontae Freeman. I don't believe that. Um, on the on the sole reason why is just he's just a big play back. He's only going to give you those big plays. He's going to get you a catch out of the backfield. He's going to make those 10 yard. He's going to get you 10 yards here. He's going to get you 5-2, 5-2, 5-2. He's going to get you those short chunk yards, and then he's going to bust one for 40 or 50. Like that's what Tevin Coleman is. He's not a lead back, but the Falcons need a Tevin Coleman. And this is one of the reasons why I've been so high on Keyshawn Vaughn, Swift, Joshua Kelly. Those guys can give you that, what Tevin Coleman, brought to this Falcon team. And that's what the Falcons are missing for the most part in that season. You didn't get it from Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman is a shell of himself, still a capable back, but he's just a shell of himself. It's time to move on from him. The Falcons just need big plays. They need those Tyreek Hill. They need those Taylor Gabriel guys who just come in and, be electric. Take a down reverse to the house. Like this is what you need on your team. Falcons don't have that. You need that on your team. You need playmakers like that who can create opportunities just on. You throw a damn screen to him, throw a 2 yard screen, throw a screen to him, and he can take that to the house. Like this is what the Falcons need. And they lost that in Taylor Gabriel. They lost that in Tevin Coleman, and that's what the Falcons are. This is one of the reasons why the Falcons offense isn't what they were before, because they don't have those guys, a Debo Samuel, guys that can take it down reverse to the house, Taylor Gabriel who can take it down reverse to the house. You need those type of players, and the Falcons don't have that type of player on the roster. Have a ton of solid players, but we don't have playmakers. The Falcons need playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, and this offense will be so much better than what they are now. That would help this offense tremendously. You have to have that fear. This is one of the reasons why the Chiefs were so freaking good, because if you left Tyreek for a second, if you left Tyreek for a second, if you looked to the right and he's going left, like if you look to the right for half a second, this dude is already past you. You need this. This is what you need on an offense. Somewhere that will scare the living crap out of you. Outside of Julio. Quavo said they ain't no Matt Ryan got no damn breakaway speed, man. Get out of here. This is what you need, bro. But new drop, I appreciate the super chat, bro. I truly appreciate everybody who've ever donated to this channel, man. I truly appreciate it, man. Every dime that goes on, it goes on to advertising and trying to make this channel the biggest Atlanta Falcons channel on YouTube. All right, the biggest. That's your boy Mike is Surgeon. That's what I'm going for. I'm trying to be the biggest right now. I'm just one of the guys. All right, I'm just one of the guys. I feel as though, I'm the best out there. I feel as though I'm the best because I give you guys exactly what you want, exactly what you need, and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, man, I appreciate everybody for donating anything and everything, can to the channel. But man, DeAndre Swift, I would love DeAndre Swift, but I just don't see a guy with that ability being, round in the third round. If the Falcons somehow find a way to trade attack for a second round or anything like that, then I would take a chance on getting DeAndre Swift, bro. Like Swift, his his ability, bro. Like I look, man, that dude got wheels, Sean. No, not Matty wheels, but he got wheels. All right, he ain't got no fucking wheels. But yeah, man, I think the DeAndre Swift will be that big play back that we need. Um, Joshua Kelly, Keyshawn Vaughn, I think those guys are on my radar because, like I said before, the Falcons were at the bottom of the league when it came down to making big plays. We did get big plays in the run game. We did get big plays in the pass game for the most part. We were just an average offense. Like, well, we were top offense. We were 12 an offensive efficiency, but we just didn't get the big plays. That's where the Falcons have always done for the most part. If they just don't, they've always in the past had those big plays. And last year, yeah, we were okay offense, but we did not get the big plays. And if Dirk Cutter wants to be the offensive coordinator next year, he has to improve this year. Dan Quinn has to improve this year. Thomas Dimitrov have to make the right moves to get these playmakers back with the Atlanta Falcons. And that's the issue. We're missing playmakers. All right. We only have one, two on well, I say three on the defensive side of the ball. I think KZ is a playmaker. Um, Deion Jones is obviously a playmaker, and you have Grady Jarrett, who's a playmaker. Offensively, man, outside of Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones, like who's gonna make the plays? Who's gonna make the plays? And that's the issue. Don't have a lot of playmakers, guys who can take a damn slant to the house, in 3.5 seconds. All right, we don't have that. Falcons just don't have that. I think Zacchaeus would, and Zacchaeus given more opportunity. I think he would be an electric player for the Falcons. But outside of that, man, the Falcons need more playmakers, man. Man, I wouldn't mind bringing back Brian Hill. I think and people, I know, don't call me crazy when I say this, man. I honestly thought that Brian Hill was the best back on the Falcons team last year. I truly believe that. I don't think he got the opportunities that he should have. I thought he should have more carries, but Dirk Cutter, again, you don't have the confidence of your offensive coordinator, man. Don't matter how much talent you have, man. You don't have an offensive coordinator that can maximize your talent. Yeah, man. I don't. Yeah, I don't really care how talented you have. The skills are. You don't have offensive coordinator that can maximize and have the confidence in your player. Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. Damon, you disagree? You're not impressed by any of our running backs. Look, man. I mean, it's hard to be impressed with the running backs when you're one of the top three most passing teams in the NFL. It's kind of hard to do that. Like these guys didn't get the necessary chances that they had to showcase their talent in its entirety because we were passing the ball so damn much. This is a Dirt Cutter offense. Dirt Cutter wants to pass it. He doesn't want to throw it. I mean, he doesn't want to run the ball. He wants to throw tomorrow, throw today, throw next week, throw in the past, throw in the future. That's what he wants to do. Dirt Cutter wants to throw. All right. He like a damn infant just learning how to damn throw. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what Dirk Cutter loves to do. This guy wants to throw tomorrow, throw every day. So when it comes down to it, man, like honestly, um, it's hard to showcase offensive running backs if your running backs don't have the opportunity. But I don't disagree with what you said. You're not impressed with the running backs, but it is difficult for these guys to showcase their talent when your offensive coordinator won't run the damn ball. Okay, 3rd and 1, you won't run the damn ball. You would rather throw a fucking screen. Okay, throw a fucking screen. If I see one more goddamn tight end screen, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. All right. If I see one more damn tight end sling screen to Austin Hooper for that goes absolutely nowhere, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. All right, you gotta stop that bullshit, Dirk Cutter. Be more creative with your screens. Like at least give it to your playmakers. Like we're talking about getting the screen to Austin. We did a. This is where he got hurt. Dude threw a goddamn screen to Austin Hooper. What the fuck you thought was gonna happen? The dude, okay, he's not a great athlete. He's an okay athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude throw a fucking screen to a tight end. That dude run like a 4.7. You run screens with a tight end off. Like, come on, bro. You got to do better than that. Now we got to use these guys at what they do best. And throwing a damn tight end screen. Who's gonna be fooled by a tight end? Like who's gonna be fooled by a tight end screen? I don't get it. I don't necessarily agree with the offensive line coach need to be fired. We need to stick to a scheme. Anytime you got a scheme issue, doesn't matter your position coaches. It doesn't matter, offensive lineman, talent. Talent does matter on offensive line, but if you're throwing the ball, you're in the top three as far as throwing the dang ball. It's not going to happen. Like you're not going to see, how good an offensive line coach is when you're not running the damn ball. All right. Offensive linemen teach what they do is they teach offensive linemen to be aggressive. It is hard for offensive linemen to showcase their talent when they're constantly backing up, when they're passing the ball 40, 50 times a game. You're not going to see how great an offensive lineman is when you're passing the ball 40, 50 times every freaking game. So I'm not going to just say, I'm not going to beat on Chris Morgan for that. More of an issue, a scheme issue from Dirk Cutter. We need balance. The Falcons need balance. You're not going to get the best out of Alex Mack when he's constantly backing up. Alex Mack like to kick ass. Like Alex Mack loves to punish people, and he is a little bit dirty. Alex Mack is a little bit dirty. So how can he be dirty if he's constantly backing up? So I'm not going to say that, Chris Morgan is a bad offensive lineman. I think the scheme is the Falcons' issue. We got to smash motherfuckers in the mouth like the Tennessee Titans do. We got to smash motherfuckers in the mouth like the Baltimore, I'm about to say Orioles, but the Baltimore Ravens, what how they do. Smash them in the mouth. Got to stop passing the ball so damn much. That has to stop. We're not going to see what this team can truly do until we learn to punch motherfuckers in the mouth. We got to smash these motherfuckers in the mouth. Ezekiel, what's good, dog? But we got to smash people in the mouth. I'm tired of passing the ball 40, 50 times a game. How about we run 30 times in the game and smash a motherfucker in the mouth? Run for 200-300. When the last time we ran for 200-300? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see with this team. Let's use Chris Linton. Let's use Caleb McGarry's side. These aggressive offensive linemen. Let's use Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews is not a great. He's an average pass protector, but what Jake Matthews does best is use his athleticism and attacks. Jake Matthews. Have you seen Jake Matthews and Alex Mack together? When they are on those stretch zones, yeah, these guys can be physical. Tack got his ass whooped so many times by Jake Matthews in practice. How many times when those guys got in the fight because Tack got his ass whooped by Jake Matthews? This team neglected the physical aspect of the game, and this is why we get our ass kicked by great teams, by teams like Philadelphia, teams like Titans, teams who like to run the ball. The Colts, we get our ass whipped when it comes down to running to teams who at least try to run the ball. We neglected the physical aspect of the game, and this is why we're struggling right now. This is why we can't get past them. This is why we ultimately lost the Super Bowl because we neglected the fact that we need to run the game, run the ball. We gotta punch motherfuckers in the mouth. Simple as that. It's really that simple. And that's the reason why, Jew. That's excellent, man. Check out Jew's channel too, man. Y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button on this channel, man. We do not like seriously. When was the last time this team ran for 200? We used to do that without even trying. Okay. Now the Falcons, we've been terrible for a long time, but we've always had a running game. No one can say that the Falcons have never had a running game. We've always had the luxury of having a running game. Always. Go back to the 70s, 80s. We've always, 60s. We've always had a running game. This franchise has never not had a running game. And now we go away from what we've always been. Smash motherfuckers in the mouth. Punch their ass in the mouth. That's what we need to do. Run their asses out. You're right. Run their ass out of that building. Make them fear you. We got to get back to having teams fear us. What made that 1998 team for the Atlanta Falcons so great? You look at that roster, there's not a lot of guys on that roster who were just, great athletes. No, those guys were physical, they ran the ball, and they played solid defense. That's it. We went away from that. We went away from Atlanta Falcons' identity. Even under Dirk Cutter with Michael Turner, man, we ran the ball down motherfuckers. We ran their ass out of our building and their building too. We smash mouth. We've always had a running game, and we went away from what we are. That's our identity. The Atlanta Falcons are a smash mouth organization. Until we get back to that, we're gonna always struggle. And I love Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is at his best when he has the luxury of having a running game. Balance. Scoring 40 points a game is all cute and all. It really is cute. It's cute. Scoring 40 points a game, that's really cute. It really is. It's exciting. We love to see big plays. But when it comes down to it, that's not what wins games. What the hell good is scoring 40 points if you can't stop anybody? TJ Duckett, man, like this is what we need to get back to. I know it's about selling tickets, and I know he wants to sell tickets. But bro, that's not gonna win games. Being cute, that's not gonna win games. Got to get back to play action. Throwing that damn ball to Julio Jones. Let Julio Jones do his thing. Calvin Ridley. That's what we do best. Play action. So Matt Ryan can do his thing and run the damn ball. That's how we got to the Super Bowl in 2016 and in 1998. That's how we did it. We ran the ball, used play action, and had a competent quarterback. And Chris Chandler. And we had an elite quarterback. You see how that works? Both times that we went to the Super Bowl, we've had exactly that. A running game and a quarterback who can make the throws. That's it. That's the recipe. All of this spread out, throw the ball 40, 50 times a game, getting 500 yards. That's not what's going to win championships. Look at the Chiefs. Everybody talk about the Chiefs, but the Chiefs, they have a running game. Your boy Williams was doing his thing. Damian Williams was doing his thing. And then he had a quarterback and Lord, I don't even want to talk about that dude. Pat Mahomes could run. He's running the ball. So it's all about balance. Even when the most explosive offenses in the league right now have balanced offenses. It's not the teams that have who can throw the ball, who have the most best receivers. It's all about balance. And what ultimately lost is ultimately what lost San Francisco the game. They went away from balance. Oh, stupid Shanahan decided he want to pass the ball. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him deciding he wanted to just stop running the ball. I'm cool. They lost in the game, so I'm damn sure cool about it. But that's it. You have to have balance. You must have balance in order to win games. And I dare anybody. And that may be my next project. How many times in the Falcons winning season, how many times have we rushed over at the very least 1,100 yards? In each winning season for the Atlanta Falcons, how many times have we run the ball at the very least, 1,100, 1,200 yards? I can guarantee that the Falcons in those winning seasons, they rushed for that or more. Balance, bro. It's all about balance. Well, the reason why the coach struggled is that cheating ass team in New England, they couldn't get past New England because they was cheating and recording shit. So I'm not just gonna say that. It's a lot of backhanded, underhanded stuff that would happen. Reason why they actually lost too. But they didn't struggle because of their offense. They didn't struggle because of Peyton Manning. That team could pass, they could run, they could do everything. They did not lose because of Peyton Manning. They lost because their defense couldn't get them over. That's not exactly true. They always had a solid running game and they had a solid pass game, but their defense was just absolutely atrocious. Their defense was absolutely atrocious. So until Tony Dungy came in there and created a solid defense, they never won. And another thing is to go with that, like I don't know about like honestly, man, I don't know about that. Like I'm a Peyton Manning guy. Like I wouldn't necessarily say those guys weren't physical because that's not true either. Go back and look at those games against the Ravens, the Colts, and the Ravens. You can't tell me that you can YouTube hit the damn search button. Ravens, Colts. Those were battles. The Ravens, Steelers, Patriots. Those were solid teams. So it wasn't like they were terrible. They for the most part when it came down to the Colts and the Steelers for the most part. Those guys had to battle, and this is one of the reasons why the Patriots felt as though that they had to cheat because you had the Colts, who are a damn good team, you had the Steelers, who are a damn good team, and Ravens. Like you had teams that were solid. These teams were solid. So I wouldn't necessarily say the Ravens were a finesse team. Like, nah, bro. Go look at the wars between Peyton Manning and Ray Lewis. Those guys, those games were like 10-6, 17-10. Like, nah, bro. That defense got them. The defense is the reason why Peyton got rings. Well, Peyton Manning was the only reason why they got to the Super Bowl anyway. So, like, we can play that game all day. We can play that game all day. You get rings, teams get rings, not players, man. Not one side of the ball. Not one side of the ball. And I can't believe we're talking about the Colts right now. But Peyton Manning, again, man, we need a complete team to be able to get. You need a complete team. You need offense to score. You need defense to get timely stops. And they finally got a defense that could get timely stops. And that's what won championships. Got to get timely stops. You have to get timely stops. Defense has to have the ability to get timely stops, man. Bob Sanders, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Tony Siragusa. Yeah, got to get time. Peterson. So they had pretty good. They had a pretty good team. And Robert, bro, like that's another thing, man. That Chiefs team got timely stops. You don't need the team to be just, a top 10 defense. You got to have the ability to get timely stops. You can give up 300 yards and 400 yards in a game, but if you can get that timely stop, that means everything. Timely stops. Fourth down. On the goal line. Can you get that stop? After giving up 500 yards, can you get that last stop? That's what teams looking for. That's what defense need to do best. Is get those timely stops. Doesn't matter. Go back to 2016. Man, the damn Patriots defense was ranked like 30th all freaking year. They were like the 30th ranked defense all year, but they got to the playoffs and they got those timely stops. Timely stops, bro. That's where it's at. Can you score points? Can you get those timely stops? Can you get those fourth quarter stops? Sacks. Sacks on third downs. Interceptions. This is what you can get. Timely stops. That's what it matters. Falcons lost the Super Bowl because we couldn't get timely stops. Defense played good for the most part, but they couldn't get timely stops. They couldn't get that third down stop. That third down incompletion. They couldn't make those plays. Robert Alford missed the interception. Bounced right off his hands. And Iron Mike, that's exactly it. This is why KZ is still out there. He can get those timely interceptions. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't necessarily do one thing great or two things great. He's not necessarily a great man-to-man player, one-on-one player, zone. The dude is just out there because he can get those big plays, those timely plays, those critical plays. We call ball hawks. He's just out there to make big plays. And that's why KZ is I think it's going to be hard for the Falcons to kind of, if they decide to let him go. But this dude just gets interceptions. He's like Honey Badger, bro. He's like Honey Badger. Just play these guys to get big plays. That's it. If you have a solid guy next to him, he can get those big plays. That's what KZ is. That's what Honey Badger is. Timely stops, critical interceptions, critical sacks. This is what you want in a defense. That's it. That's the secret to winning championships. Balance, timely stops. That's it. It's really that simple. Whatever happened to Jermaine Grace, man, look, he was never getting a chance, man. The Falcons were just so in love with De'Vondre Campbell. Jermaine Grace was never going to get a real shot. Just that's just the fact of the matter. He was just there in case somebody got hurt. That's pretty. He was never going to get a shot. There's no way they'll let KZ go if they get the right trade for KZ. I think they will. I think they will if they get the right pick. If they get the right deal for KZ, because you still have to pay KZ. Don't know what's going to happen to Keanu Neal or Ricardo Allen for that much. You still got to pay those guys. You still have to pay Keanu Neal. You still have to pay KZ. What's going to happen to Keanu Neal? That's the biggest issue. I don't know what's going to happen to him. So there's a good chance that KZ could possibly be moved. There's a possibility that Keanu Neal might be moved. Like this is one of the reasons why I've said over and over again, do not get attached to any one player. Don't do it. Yes, KZ did. I think he was tied for first. It was either 7 interceptions, I believe. But he was in a three-way tie for the most interceptions in the league. The Falcons are doing a number of things. Not only big nickel, but they're using some dime. They're using safeties and dime situations because they're solid tacklers. And I can see the Falcons using him in, dime looks. So not only he's there for coverage, but that he could be a blitzer. And they kind of experimented with that with Keanu Neal before he got injured. But the Falcons did use him as a blitzer. They did use him as a linebacker in big nickel situations, as well as, a couple of dime looks. So the Falcons did, in fact, do that. Xavier, what's good, dog? Julio Jones. So there's a lot of things that it's I don't know what's honestly, man. This is why I've been on the appreciate you, but this is one of the reasons why I've been on the wait and see because I just don't know what the Falcons are going to do at this point. I don't know. This is the first time that I just don't know what the Falcons are thinking. I don't know what they're thinking. I have no clue what they. I can only hint what the Falcons are going to do. Caleb Von Chason, I think he's a prime target for the Atlanta Falcons for the simple fact that um, I just outside of AJE, I just don't see the Falcons. Um, I just don't see anyone outside of AJE that the Falcons are that fit what the Falcons could possibly do. Um, I don't think he's a Vic Beasley type. Um, I think it's a huge concern for me when I see that he is not putting up the production as far as the sacks are concerned and consistent pressure when you're playing with an offensive team that put up crazy numbers. We're talking about LSU that put up 40 points a game and you couldn't get more than 6 sacks an entire season. Like, that is extremely telling for me. That's the issue. Because 60, 70% of the team, of the time, you're in pass rush situations. 70% of the game, you're in pass rush situations. You tell me that Caleb Chason couldn't get no more than 6.5 sacks? That's a major concern. So I think he's one of those guys that you have to scheme open. I don't necessarily like I don't necessarily think he is a he's going to take time to develop. Just don't think he has that ability to create pressure on his own. You have to scheme him open. Um but outside of that, I do think the Falcons is not out of the question that Caleb Vaughn could possibly be, but for the most part, I think he will more than likely be a guy that they trade down to pick to kind of pick up a couple of extra picks. I do think he has talent. I like his bend. He definitely has speed off the corner. He has nice bend off. He has a nice bend, but his hands are just not his hands work is not there. I don't see that fire when I look at Caleb. Like, I don't see the fire. I haven't looked at a lot of Terrell Lewis, and I will put that in the next video as well. As far as Terrell Lewis, so I haven't. I don't want to speak on Terrell because I haven't had a. I have really haven't looked that much into him. And for the most part, I don't look at players that I don't think Falcons or the Falcons will fit what the Falcons do. If I don't think Bradley Anae is a guy that I think is definitely on the Falcons' radar. I like what he can bring, and I think the Falcons are definitely looking at him. But yes, for the most part, like I said, for the most part, um, when it comes down to Keanu Neal, I'm not sure what I don't know what the Falcons are going to do with him for the simple fact that just too many injuries. At some point, man, you just got to charge it to the game. You got to charge it to the game, man. And he's had two major surgeries, a torn ACL and a torn Achilles. I just don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect from him. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect from him. So I want more from Keanu Neal. Devondre obviously can't cover. That's obviously it. Deron Lee next to Jones would be good. Lee is a terrific athlete. I think he'll be a nice piece next to Deion Jones, but again, it comes down to money. The Falcons, they're going to pay what they are going to do. That they will pay a defensive lineman. Could be Fowler. I doubt it's Yannick. Um, but the Falcons would definitely bring in some free agent linemen. Could be Everson Griffin. Don't know for sure, but I like him. But he definitely is a terrific athlete, and with how Jeff Ulbrich and Raheem Morris, those guys are, you know, being aggressive with the defense, blitzing, using these guys in different ways. Yeah, I think Darren Lee will, he could possibly be, a good player if they can find the right deal for him. But, I don't think the Falcons are entertaining linebackers, anything over 7 to 8 million. I just don't see that happening. They're more than likely draft an athlete that they can prime to be next, to a Deion Jones. I don't think they'll sign the guy. What if we restructure Desmond Trufant? Well, if the Falcons haven't restructured Trufant's contract by now, I don't think that'll happen. Maybe it'll happen at the end of the season, but I don't think they'll restructure Desmond Trufant as well. At least right now, I don't think that'll happen. Wow, this man said Antoine Winfield. This man said Antoine Winfield. Fowler is overrated. Iron Mike, bro, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I truly believe the Falcons are going to make a splash move, man. When you letting Dion, not Dion, but De'Vondre hit free agency, Austin Hooper hit free agency, you have a little bit of money to play with, and they've yet to decide whether or not they're going to bring back Tack McKinley. Yeah, you got a little bit of money to play with, man. That's a lot. That right there is extremely telling. Shamar Davis, yeah, Keyshawn Vaughn is actually one of my top prospects. I got the Falcons going after him at least in the fourth round. I have them going after Keyshawn Vaughn in the fourth round. I really like Keyshawn Vaughn. Like, that dude is explosive, and I think he's going to be a terrific talent. And I think he fits exactly what the Falcons need as far as they running back is concerned. We need big plays from our running backs, and that's what he does best. He's a big back. I love Keyshawn Vaughn. So yeah, we're gonna see a big splash as far as the defensive line and making going after defensive linemen, man. Beasley gone, Tack might be gone. Yeah, we're gonna make a move. I just don't know what. That's like I said. This is the first time that I just don't know what the Falcons are thinking. I don't know what these guys are thinking, but I know that they definitely have stated that they need a playmaker. They need a guy who's going to be a difference maker on that defensive line. Robert Quinn he's a pretty solid lineman, but is he a playmaker? Is he a difference maker on the defensive line? I don't know. We'll see. Well, we got a couple. We have one back in Quadri Olison. Quadri Olison is that big back. Just need another one that not only is a big back, but one that can catch out of the backfield. I think that's something that is important. He's a solid back, big back, but has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. I'm not sure if that's Quadri Olison. Hell, I'm not sure even Edo Smith is going to be here. Julio Jones, I think Jaden Graham can do. Yeah, I true. And I think a lot of Falcons fans are not really looking at Jaden Graham like he can possibly be what Austin Hooper is. Just go. All he needs to just sit down and talk to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan will teach him. That's what he did to Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper was absolutely failing for the most part until Matt Ryan. He got with Matt Ryan, went to Matt Ryan's house, and they played catch, and that was it. The game she wrote. The dude was a Pro Bowler. That was all she wrote, bro. What's good, dog? Kalayan? I don't know how the hell you say your name, but whatever the hell it is. Calibri, Daniels, when the Falcons. Jonathan Taylor and Edo Smith would be a good look, man. I do like Jonathan Taylor. I do like Jonathan Taylor. I do like Jonathan Taylor. He's actually on my top five. As far as running backs, I think the Falcons should go after. I'm not exactly sure he'd be around in the fourth for the Atlanta Falcons. When the Atlanta Falcons, I feel the Atlanta Falcons will go after him somewhere in the fourth round. Well, go after a running back somewhere in the fourth round. I don't see the Falcons going after a running back in the first three rounds. Fourth round is ideal, unless a guy, for whatever reason, he falls into like the third round. Um, like a Taylor, like a DeAndre Swift. I doubt those guys fall that far, but if they are there, in the fourth, third round, Falcons may take a shot at those guys. But I do like Jonathan Taylor. I've seen the film on him, and he is definitely a dirt cutter guy. Nice feet. He can run well up the middle, as well as has good hands. He's fairly okay. He's pretty good as far as pass protection and whatnot. But he is definitely a dirt cutter guy. I don't know. I mean, we need another fullback, but the way Dirk Cutter call plays, man, like it would be a waste of a roster spot. This dude does not like running the ball, man. So it'd be a waste of a roster spot, to be honest. And I think that was the reason why they had Quadri Olson, on the roster. They were going to use him like the fullback, fullback situations and whatnot, two back situations, different formations, but he wasn't there in his pass protection. So I think Quadri Olson would be that fullback if the Atlanta Falcons decide to go that route. And if they need a fullback, I think Quadri Olson would be that guy. Who do you think we'd get with the first pick? I think AJ. AJE. I think AJE is the guy. I don't think Simmons will be around. I think he's a playmaker, and team loves playmaker. The Falcons will definitely be seeking a playmaker. But I don't think Simmons will be around. I don't think. I'm not sure if Caleb Chason will be. Is that player, that playmaker that the Falcons need? But I would say AJE at this point, man. AJ Spencer. I think he is that guy. I think he is the prime Dan Quinn guy. He is the guy that you can move around, play both sides of the line. He can play. He can definitely play three tech in both end positions. 5-4 on both sides of the farm, both sides of the formation. So I think AJE is the prime guy. And another thing that the Falcons, kind of keep an eye on is going after a guy, a corner, or perhaps a safety. And the reason why I say a safety is because not only you have Demonte Casey, he's coming up on the last year of his deal. You don't know what the Falcons are going to do with him. You have Keanu Neal, who we don't know who if he's ever going to be healthy, and you have you know for the most part only one safety that I can count on, and that's Ricardo Allen. Like even he's had Achilles issues, so you could possibly see the Falcons taking a safety or trading down to get a safety or a corner. I know a guy of that nature, but AJE is just man. AJE is just a damn nasty physical technician, man. He's not pretty. He's not. He really isn't one of those guys that's just going to say. You look at his athleticism. The guy is just man. He is just physical, and he just get the damn job done. I don't give a damn about all this, running 4.5 speed and shit. I don't care about all that crap. Can you get to the quarterback? Can you make plays? That's it. And AJ can make plays. And you can move him around. Stephen Means, he could possibly be back. If he's healthy, you can see him being I can see him being back. Man, don't say anything about Chuck Smith. I can't stand that bastard. I can't stand Chuck Smith, man. But he is right about that. We definitely have playmakers, but the Falcons have to do a better job of maximize their talent and getting Grady Jarrett getting Grady getting Grady Jarrett a playmate. Like he doesn't have anyone next to him that can make plays, man, and that's the biggest issue. You bring back Davison, you draft AJE, and he can come in and be a third a pass rusher alongside Grady Jarrett in pass rush situations. You can even use John Kaminsky in that aspect too, as coming in and be a third down inside pass rusher for the Atlanta Falcons. You kind of move Kaminsky all over the place. You can move Grady Jarrett. Falcons, AJE, you draft him, you can move him around and manufacture play or pass rush with blitzes and whatnot, coverage blitzes, and you can scheme blitzes and things like that. I definitely see the Falcons possibly bringing back Claiborne. I love what he did. He was a consistent pass rusher for this team. Yeah, he's up in age, but he is a consistent player. We need consistent players, man, and I will not be against bringing Claiborne. I think the Falcons should and will bring back Claiborne. Javon Kinlaw, I don't know if Javon Kinlaw, I just don't know if he'll be there. But I do like Kinlaw at that spot. AJE, Kinlaw, those guys. I definitely can see that. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, Xavier. Man, like Chuck Smith, he always say he wants a guy I'm burning off the line. Like, man, shut up. Like, seriously, just shut the hell up. Like, you talk about burners off the line, and you talk about, like, he turned me off when he started talking so much shit about Vic Beasley, and he gave Tack a pass. Like, he gave Tack a pass, and Tack ain't did a damn thing. Tack ain't went to one damn Pro Bowl. Tack ain't had one fucking double digit sack season. Never. He's done nothing. Tack has done nothing but tweet on fucking Twitter. That's all the fuck he does. And you going after Vic. At least he's done something. He led the team in sacks twice. Tack ain't did a damn thing. And you give him a pass. So fuck Chuck Smith, man. Chuck can kiss my ass. Fuck Chuck Smith. Tell him I said that shit too. Tweet his ass and said, Mad Mike Sports said, fuck you, fucking hypocrite. Talk all that shit about Tack. He talk all that shit about Vic. And Tack ain't did a damn thing but bull rush and get damn injured. Like a goddamn cartoon. He made one move and then he on the damn ground holding his shoulder. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please don't mention Chuck. I can't stand that. I can't stand Chuck Smith. He's such a fucking hypocrite, bro. That dude's a big time hypocrite. I don't see how you can praise the hell out of Tack and then who ain't did a damn thing and you hate Vic Beasley, who's actually done something. He hasn't been consistent, but at least he done some. Tack ain't did a damn thing. Fucking hypocrite. Oh my god! Please don't ever say Chuck Smith in here ever again. I can't stand that dude. I cannot stand being hypocrites. At least when I'm wrong, I'm admit I'm wrong. But Chuck Smith is a fucking idiot, man. That dude's a damn idiot. How the hell can you? Like seriously, how can you make excuses for Tack and shit on Vic and say Vic ain't did shit? Like this was his exact words. Vic ain't did shit. Like, come on, bro. What the fuck has Tack done? What the hell has Tack done? Tack ain't did shit. At least Vic led the league in sacks. This man ain't led a damn team in sacks. He led the damn team in shoulder injuries. That's what the fuck Tack has done. Motherfucker had like 3 surgeries and he what, 27? Talking about some damn Tack, bro. Ain't did a damn thing. And you want to talk all that shit about Vic. Like, I'm not even, like, everybody know I support Vic Beasley. But, bro, get the fuck out of here. That motherfucker's emoji king. That's what the fuck Tack is. He's an emoji king. He can do that shit great. That motherfucker go to Twitter and tweet emojis all day. 10 of them in a row. Most sacks than he ever had. That's what the fuck Tack is. Tack is a fucking emoji king. Man, good God. I can't stand, like, I really don't like Chuck Smith. This ain't got nothing to do with Tack, but I just don't like Chuck. I hate hypocrites. If I'm gonna talk shit, man, if you're gonna talk crap about players, at least keep it consistent, bro. Yeah, he need to cut them dreads, bro. He need to cut them dreads. He need to cut them freaking dreads. It's time. You said if you weren't gonna get 10 sacks, double digit sacks, you would cut those dreads, and he's done nothing. Oh man, get out of here. Damn it, why you had to bring up Chuck Smith? Nah, I cannot stop thinking about that fucking hypocrite. All he wanted to do is what he wants to do is Tack to go to his damn his pass rush camp. So Tack end up getting 10 sacks and then he take credit for it. That's what the hell he want. Chuck ain't damn slick. Chuck think he damn slick. Chuck said, "Hey, you damn thing." Chuck said, Tack is a great. That man literally said, all Tack has is a damn bull rush. That man literally said, all Tack has is a bull rush. And he needs to get more moves. Hey, man, if you as a second year player hasn't hit double digit and you're a first rounder, you might be a bust. Just might be. Just might be. If you're in your second, going third year, fourth year, and you haven't had a double digit sack and you're a first rounder, yeah, you might be a bust. You might be a bust. Tack is king of the next year. That's what Tack is. He's king of the next year. Bitch, I might be. That's what Tack is. All right, bitch, I might be. Bitch, I might be. That's what I'm gonna start calling Tack. Bitch, he might be. I might be good. I might do this. I might do that. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Tack king of the fucking next year. That's what he is. Next year, he gonna get that. He gonna get 10 sacks next year. Next year, he gonna be a Pro Bowler. Next year, I'm gonna cut off these dreads. Grizzly God of Sauce. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Matt Ryan overrated. Man, get your grizzly ass out of here with that mess. Yes, like I said, Chuck Smith thinks he's slick. I see that crap a mile away, bro. That man is all about promoting himself. This is what it's about. Vic was not with that promoting Chuck Smith. He went to someone else, and Chuck got mad. That's why he pissed off at Vic Beasley. He ain't fucking slick, bro. He ain't slick. He ain't fooling me. Chuck Smith ain't fooling me. The man talking about Matt Ryan overrated. Oh, man. Look. Man, if you think Matt Ryan is overrated, man, I can't talk to you. If you think Matt Ryan is overrated after looking at that bullshit that we saw in San Francisco, then I can't talk to you. This man couldn't complete a 5-yard pass, and you talking about Matt Ryan is overrated. That man couldn't That man couldn't complete a 5-yard pass, bro. And you talking about Matt Ryan is overrated? Man, I can't talk to you, bro. Oh, get out of here, dog. Come on, man. Let's be real. That man, king of the next year. Tack McKinley, king of the next year. That's his name from now on, bro. Terry, how about Tack? If he could not need another look, that's what I'm talking about. Every year, this dude he needs some type of damn shoulder surgery. He had the shoulder surgery when we drafted him the first year. He needs, I think, after the second year, and then another. Like this dude has had like 3 shoulder surgeries in like 4 years, bro. Like, man, come on. I can't invest in a guy who can't stay healthy. Sorry, bro. Matt Ryan has done again, man. Matt Ryan has done so much with absolutely no defense. We're talking about defenses just they just Falcons just not had a competent defense under Matt Ryan. And this dude putting up Hall of Fame numbers with a defense that can't get timely stops. We just cannot get timely stops for this guy. He always has to come through in the clutch, and he always does. And that's one of the dumbest things that I've heard from fans is that Matt Ryan isn't clutch. Like, come on, bro. Have you seen our defense? Like, do you pay attention to anything that this defense does? Like, when was the last time this defense actually got a timely stop in big time games? It usually does not happen. It usually doesn't happen. You get plays from Deion Jones, those picks in the end zone and stuff like that, but in big games, we typically don't get it done. Matt Ryan does not have. Malik said he got more shoulder surgery than sack. Oh boy. Yeah, that man said Tack got more shoulder surgery than sack. Oh man. Wow, man. Damn. Yeah, man. Again, man. Tack has potential, but I'm tired of all that. I'm tired of hearing potential, potential. He has potential, potential, potential. No, I need production. I don't want to hear about next year. I don't want to hear about that shit. Every time I turn around, Falcons fans always talking about what he's gonna do next year. Fuck all that. All right, I need it now. At least now I know Vic can give us 6 or 7 sacks, and he's no longer with the team. So if Vic is gone and he's giving us 6 or 7, we need to get the fuck. We need to get Tack ass far from this team. Get him the fuck far away from this team. He's not giving us that. Tack ain't even giving us that. I don't want to hear all that bull crap. I don't want to hear it. For real, dog. This man said Matt Ryan had two of the best receivers of all time, and like, what the fuck does that? What the hell does that mean? Damn, you do know there's a such thing as a defense, right? You know there's a such thing as coaching, right? You know there's a such thing as special teams, right? I'm sure that Tom Brady got everything done by his damn self. Matt Ryan didn't. He got to carry the offense, defense, special teams, and coaching staff. I'm sure Tom Brady did all by himself. I'm sure that was Tom Brady who had the interception on the goal line, right? That's what happened. Did Tom Brady kick that field goal at the end of the game to win the Super Bowl for them? Yeah, that was Tom Brady who did that, right? Yeah. That was Tom Brady who did that. Oh, that was Tom Brady who built that defense. The number one defense. Yeah. That was Tom Brady who did that, right? Yeah, that was him. Like, come on, bro. What the fuck does that matter? He had two wide receivers and a Hall of Fame tight end. What the hell did that matter? If the defense can't stop anybody, you scoring 30 points a game, what the hell did that matter? You score 30 points a game, and the defense scores 31 points a game. I guess that Matt Ryan fault, right? That we didn't get to the championship because the defense. All we needed from that team was to get the defense to get one stop, one critical stop, and they couldn't do that. And that's Matt Ryan's fault. That's it. We didn't ask them to stop. We didn't ask them to be a top 10 defense. All we need ask them motherfuckers to do was to get one stop in the Super Bowl, and they couldn't even do that in a whole half of the game. But that's Matt Ryan's fault. That's just crazy, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? 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 Like, seriously. Did Matt Ryan drop that interception? Hmm. Maybe it's just me. Because I could have sworn that the Falcons defense did not get a stop. Like, maybe that's just me. Okay, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm just stupid because I could have sworn that defense is supposed to make a stop and get. Maybe that's something. He could have audible. Man, what? Look, if I hear that dumb shit one more time, quarterbacks just don't go audible. You can't audible when you in the. Look, for one thing, look, this is a such thing called personnel. There's a such thing called personnel. You can't audible to when you're in a shotgun. Let's just say this for instance. You have 5 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and you audible like let's audible to a run play. Let's just say that. Let's audible to a run play. You're so keen on Matt Ryan. Oh, he could have audible like if you're personnel, one running back. Now let's just say one running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. What you gonna run? How are you going to audible? What are you gonna audible to? What are you gonna audible to? Not only that, but if anyone knows anything, and if anybody reads, Kyle Shanahan clearly stated, Matt Ryan clearly stated a couple of times, and you can check this out yourself. All this stuff, all this information is there for you to read. But we have a lot of people that just refuse to read. They don't want to read. But Matt Ryan has stated, and anybody who knows Kyle Shanahan's offense, that he likes to get the play in under 15 seconds. All right? It takes at least, it takes about, he likes to get the play in about 15 seconds. So it takes about 3 to 5 seconds to get the ball. It takes about 5 seconds to get the play into the players, read the defense, and then on top of that, you have to, call the play. You maybe have 5 seconds after you've assessed the defense, trying to figure out what they've done. Under 15 seconds now. Keep that in mind. Under 15 seconds. You have to do all of this under 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. 15 seconds. So the play comes in at 15 seconds. All the linemen, they come up to the line. It's going to take about 2 seconds. Then Matt Ryan has to sit back. He has to survey the defense. And that's going to take somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 seconds. All right. That takes somewhere in the, it's about to take about 3 to 5 seconds. You maybe have 3 seconds. All right. You maybe have that. 3 seconds to change the play. That's not enough time, bro. You can't call plays. You can't call audibles in under 15 seconds. I don't know if you ever played football, but that's not how that goes. But I appreciate it. Like, seriously, this is not a shot. It's not a shot at you, but it's a shot at this same narrative that quarterbacks just have the freedom to just go in and change plays. And it's not the case. Tom Brady has to play. He has to do what the offensive coordinator tells him to do. He does not have the freedom to go doing whatever the hell he wants to do. Because another thing too, is that not all the players know all the plays. That's another thing. What if the receiver didn't get the play? That's another 2 seconds. What if the players did not understand the play? They did not hear because of the crowd. We've seen this plenty of times. Like, we're talking about blaming a quarterback for a team's collapse. This wasn't Matt Ryan's fault. This was Quinn. This was the players. This was Kyle Shanahan's fault. So if you can't understand that from a football perspective, and not only a player, I don't know what to tell you, dog. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. If you can't understand that losing a Super Bowl is a team issue and not a single player, no single player can lose a game on its own. Unless this motherfucker out here throwing like 6 interceptions in the game. And from what I don't understand, from what I know, Matt Ryan didn't throw 6 interceptions. He didn't throw 2 interceptions. Hell, I don't think he threw 1 interception. So he didn't lose the game on his own. The Falcons in this entirety, the defense, offense, coaching, everyone failed. I've seen quarterbacks throw 4 interceptions in a game and they still end up winning. Just ask your boy Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler is the king of it. Carson Palmer, this dude would throw 4 interceptions in the game and still end up winning the game. Why? It's an ultimate team game. Devontae Freeman, all he had to do is pick up his blocks. So many more issues other than just Matt Ryan. We got to stop pointing the finger at one player for a team losing the Super Bowl, losing games. No one player can lose a game in that fashion. You got to get stops. You got to coach well. You got to do everything well. So many things that went wrong. Like even the headset stopped working. So they had to go to silent. They had to go to the silent play call to get plays in from the sideline. So guys have to like we're talking about, man. Sean, are you asking this? What is my one dislike? If you're pointing the finger at a quarterback, you got a problem, dog. I'm sorry. You can't point the, you can't lose a quarterback can't lose a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. We never gonna agree on that. I'm never gonna point the finger at a quarterback for losing the Super Bowl. I'm never gonna blame solely, even you look at the 49ers game. You can't tell me that Jimmy Garoppolo was the reason why they lost. Like the defense didn't get a timely stop. That defense had played well all season long, but they did not get that timely stop. You see what I'm saying? Kyle Shanahan with a stupid decision not to damn run the ball again. Oh, fucking again. So I'm not going to point the finger at one player for losing Super Bowls and losing games. Like that's crazy as hell. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, mark my words. I've heard that shit before. Matt Ryan will never win MVP. Mark my words, and the motherfucker did that. Matt Ryan will never get us to a Super Bowl. He ended up doing that. Matt Ryan, he can't get the job done in the playoffs, and he won 2, 3 in a row. Like I've heard so many damn excuses. Everything that y'all said, Matt Ryan has proved you wrong. Everything. It don't matter what you said. I've heard this bullshit before. All this bullshit that you saying ain't nothing new. I've heard this shit before. I've heard it before. Everything that you saying, I've heard this crap before. Yeah, we don't have a ring, not Matt Ryan. Get that right. We don't have a ring, not Matt Ryan. We don't have a ring. No, that's not. That man said every team that has beat us went to the Super. Man, that's got to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Every team that beat us and the playoffs went to the Super Bowl. Like, what the bloody fuck are you talking about? You do know that they did beat everybody else, right? We beat the Rams, we beat the Cardinals, we beat the Eagles, we beat the Pats. Like, you do know that, right? Yeah, we beat the 49ers ass, all right? Yeah, so what did that say about them? Like, you come up with some of the stupidest shit. I can say that about anybody. I can say that we beat this team that beat the 49ers. What the fuck does that matter? Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, guess what? We beat a lot of teams beat these teams, but like what the fuck are we talking like seriously, what are we talking about? Everybody that beat the Falcons went to the Super. Like, what the fuck did that matter? We beat Green Bay. We beat those teams too. So what the hell is it? Like, what the fuck does that matter? Like, what? Like, I don't understand what you're trying to say with that. You do know that they lost during that season too, right? You do realize that the team that went to the Super Bowl they lost too, right? You do know that, right? Yeah, teams lose consistently. Well, if you want to play that game, like you say, we want to play that game that the Falcons suck and all this type of stuff. Yeah, you do know that every team in the NFL, 31 teams in the NFL don't get what they want at the end of the year. There's only one winner. So we're gonna play that game. I can do that shit all day. The only winner is the Super Bowl winner. That's pretty much it. If we're gonna play that game, there's only one winner when it all come down to it. Only one Super Bowl. It's only one team that gets accomplished. Everyone else is a failure. Everyone else failed. So we can play that game all day long. No shit, Sherlock. One team does win the Super Bowl. He right on some bullshit. That shit don't matter. Oh, he's right. Oh, but he's right. He did everything that went to the Super Bowl. They beat us. Like, what the fuck does that matter? We beat Super Bowl. We beat the 49ers. They went to Super Bowl. So what the fuck does that matter? Y'all say some stupid ass shit just to be right. Like, just to try to put down this team. Like, this is supposed to be the team that you like, and you say some stupid shit to blast them, to make yourself feel. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to accomplish. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with this stupid ass narrative. Like, it's a dumb narrative, man. But when it all comes down to it, man, um, man, your name is Grizzy God of Sauce. Like, shut the fuck up. All right, seriously, shut the fuck up. Who would you target in free agency in the draft? The guys that I would target in free agency. I'm not sure about free agency. I do think the Falcons should go after Cameron Brake. I would not sign Austin Hooper back. He understands Dirk Cutter's system. Draft a tight end to go along with him, as well as free agency. I'm looking at Fowler, potentially Everson Griffin. It depends on how much he's asking for. But those are the guys. I wouldn't necessarily do too much in free agency. Yeah, man. Again, man, these are so-called Falcons fans. It's so-called Falcons fans pointing the finger at one player. It's just one of the dumbest crap that I've ever seen in my life. Like I can pull up facts, I can pull up stats and facts and all that all day, but when it all come down to it, man, if you're not winning it all, if you're not playing a complete game, offense, defense, special teams, coaching, and none of that bullshit matters. Trust me, I can make Dan Quinn look like an idiot. I can make Kyle Shanahan. I can make Bill Belichick look like a freaking idiot with stats and all this dumbass shit. Like it really doesn't matter if you're not if you're not playing well together, if you're not getting the job done, getting no timely stops, scoring points when you need to, doesn't matter. All that bullshit don't matter. And like I said, it's only one winner when it all come down to it, and no, they don't give a damn about that shit. They don't give a damn about stats. None of that. They don't give a care about any of that. Players don't care. All they trying to do is win, play to the best of their ability. They're not looking at how many teams have played this player and this and that. Like they're not worried about that. It come down to getting the job done, all right, as a whole. And the Falcons in the playoffs, they've gotten to the Super Bowl, but they didn't finish the job, and that's what it all come down to. Got to get the job done. Not one player lost that Super Bowl. Their team in itself lost that Super Bowl. I don't know about. Oh my God! Please don't. Yeah, I'm skeptical about Ray Edwards. I mean, those Ray Edwards players coming from Minnesota, bro. That's why I'm not sure about Everson Griffin. I like him, but I'm scared of the Minnesota Minnesota boys. I'm not sure about Everson Griffin, man. I know he's a good player. He's played well, but last time we picked up a Minnesota player, that did not bode well for us. Austin Hooper for Yannick. Yannick is a free agent, man. From what I understand, I think Yannick is a free agent. I don't think the Falcons are willing to pay someone in the neighborhood. This dude wants like $20 million. I'm good on that. Good player, but I'm not. I don't think the Falcons have one. They have the capital to be able to sign him, but I'm not giving. I'm not paying him that much money. I'm not paying Yannick that type of money. He better be damn Von Miller, Khalil Mack for me to pay him that money. I don't think he's that. How you feel about the NFL having teams play 17 games? I don't like it. Uh, I really don't like the idea of playing 17 games, man. I don't like it, but it may just happen. But I think the players they want what they want is more money. And the market changes every year. And I think the NFL owners they know that the market change each year as far as the revenue and how much the game is steady growing and it's steady growing. Um, the players are not going to want to play an extra game if they are not going to get a piece of it of the growth each year. So they want more money, um, and I think if that's the case, if you're going to stick with the same philosophy, the same percentage of of the growth, the net growth, I don't like the idea of having a 17 game because you got to worry about these guys and their health. The CTE is a major concern because you just had you know Luke Kuechly retired because of it. And a lot of players are retiring. I mean, Jordan Reed, we don't know what this guy's going to be in his near future. Like, I don't know if he's going to retire, but he's having concussion issues, and you throwing these guys out in the extra game. Like, I don't necessarily like it. Um, I just don't. I don't know what you. I just don't think it's a good idea, to be honest. Yeah, Yannick want that dude want like $20 million. Yannick done lost his damn mind. I'm not giving Yannick $20 million. That's not happening. And JJ, yeah, Patrick Willis, he retired. Like it's a lot of players that retired because of these injuries, man. The concussion issues, and you trying to add another game. I just don't know if that's a good idea. Um, I just don't know, man. That just doesn't seem like the right thing to do, especially with these injuries. You claim to be, serious about these health issues, and then you want to add more games. That doesn't seem smart to me, to be honest, man. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Um, as well, don't take anything that I say, on this live chat, bro. Like it's real. This is hardcore. You guys state your opinion. I state my opinion. That's what it's going to be on Mad Mike Sports. All right, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Continue to support your boy. Here at Mad Mike Sports, man, trying to make this channel the biggest Atlanta Falcons channel there is. And honestly, man, like I said, I truly appreciate everybody support here at Mad Mike Sports, man. Continue to leave your thoughts. Do not let me say some crazy shit without you guys getting in my ass. Like, say that shit. If I say something crazy you don't like, let me know, bro. I'm not one of those ones that don't. I wouldn't talk to you. Just hear your point of views, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Say it straight up. Matt Ryan is not trash. All right, Matt Ryan is not trash. But again, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Continue to support your boy here at Matt Mike Sports. We'll have more news updates as soon as they come. But your boy, man, Mike is out, man. Peace.